LCM. Perfect. So since I have two trains, the first one A train, B train, there's like different times. So I will search for LCM for 25 and 45, right? So as long as it's 25, I have like 5 and 5. For 45, I have like 5 and 9. 9 it would be 3 and 3. As we can note that we have only one common factor, which is 5. I will drop, and then I will drop all the other numbers, which is I have 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. So in this condition, it will be 15 times 15, which is considered as 225 minutes, of course. So I have to seek in 225 because they asked me for find the next time post train leave together. Since they are post start at 8 a.m., so after 225 minutes, I have to search how many hour in 225 minutes. So I will divide it by 60, by the way. So I will look at 180, which is 3 hours. It's like 180, and it remain 45 minutes. So it will be 3 hours, 45 minutes. Beside the 8, it will be 11:45. Do you understand what's happening here? Okay, Sam, you see? Okay. يعني you can just send the questions that you asked me to answer it. Okay. Okay. For this part, he asked me to complete the table first. So instead of x, I will put 4. As you can see, I can put it in fraction form, or I can put it in decimal form. As example, if I said 5 over -4, of course I know that the friend of 4 is 25. Multiply up and down. It will be here like 125 over 100, which will be like 1.25. So 1.25 negative, of course, or you can write -5 over 4. The same will be here, as long as it will be 1.25, but it will be positive. After this, I have to put all the functions here, and you have to match them together. Okay? Just plot and match them together, and of course, by using only pencil. Don't use ruler here. Okay? Use pencil. For this part, find the nth term for this sequence. How we can find the nth term? As we know that nth term, I have to look each time I increase by 4, so it will be like 4n. Does the first term consider as 4? No. Which number besides 4 or plus 4 equal 13? It will be 9. So 4n plus 9. To make sure or to check your answer, you have to put the order of the term. As example, let's take the second order. I will put 2 instead of n. It will be 4 times 2, 8. 8 plus 9 equals 17. So my answer is correct. Write down the term to term rule. Here he asks you for term to term rule, not the nth term. There is a big difference between nth term and term to term rule. There is a big difference. Term to term rule, he asks you for the rule only. What happened each time? Multiply by 3. That's all. Nothing more. Okay? For this part, I will take the numbers or the coefficients together. As example, it will be 18 over 9. And for x, as long as it's a divide, I will subtract the powers. It will be 18 minus 9. So it will be 2x power 9, as you can see. For solve simultaneous equation, of course, I have to look if there's any variable with the same coefficient. I will see that the variable here, y with the same coefficient. So I have to subtract. If you subtract this both together, let's example like this x here, -3y equals 7. If you subtract 2x minus x, it will be 1x. -3 plus 3 equals 0, and 11 equals 7, minus 7 equals 4. So the value of x equals 4. I will take any equation to substitute the value of x. Let's take the first one, which will be 4 minus 3y equals 7. Now I will change between these two terms. It will be 4 minus 7 equals 3y, which is -3 equals 3y, which is y equals -1. So the value of x is 4, the value of y is -1. And as I told you before, if you wanted to check your answer, you will try, as example, the second equation. Put x by 4, put y by -1. If the answer is 11, so your answer is correct. Now for the next one, factorize completely. Of course, I have to look at the coefficient first, 14 and 49. 14 it's like 2 times 7. 49 it's like 7 times 7. So I can look at 7, which is a common factor. I will take 7. Now for x's, I will take x with the smallest power, which is 1x. Now open the bracket. Anything else, I will put it inside. As example 14, I take 7, remain 2. X, I will x power 3, I take x, it will remain x power 2. And here it will be 7, and no x remain because I have only one x and I took it already. Here for number 9, he asks you to find the value of g when k equal negative 5. Of course, this is a substitution equation, so I will put k by negative 5 m by 6. And as long as this is paper 1, I cannot do this in calculator, so it will be like 4 multiplied by negative 5. This is all 7 multiplied by 6. And it will be like negative 20 plus 42, which is the final answer will be like 22 positive. Now here for this line, he asks you that the grade show the line L. And as you can see here that if the line here L, give your answer in the form. So he asked me to know the equation. The first thing I need to know about the equation y-intercept, which is 2. So the value of c, it will be 2. Now I have to look at m. How I can figure out the m? I will look at the y-intercept. I will look at the x-intercept. Now here I have like rise and run. Rise 2, run 4, so it will be m, the value will be 2 over 4, and as long as it's going down, it will be negative, so it will be negative half. So the function, it will be negative half x plus 2. So this is the value. Okay? Are you following till here? Okay. Yes. This is, okay. The first, here the equation here, it's about also table, so I have to substitute the value of x by 3, by negative 3. It will be like 2 multiplied by negative 3, this is plus 5. 2 multiplied by negative 3, negative 6, plus 5 equal negative 1. Okay, and he said that for the grade, you should graph this equation. Of course, as long as I have the table, I can just only plot the point and match them together. As example, negative 5 and the negative 5, this is the first point. Negative 5 and the negative 5, this will be the first point. The second point, negative 3, negative 1, which is this point. The third point, 0 and the 5, which will be this point. And now I can match this all points together. Okay, you understand this? Then he asked me that write down the coordinate of this point, which lies on the post line and the graph. So I need the point which is lie on the post. So he asks you for the intersection of these 2 points. He asks you for the intersection, and of course I have to intersect these 2 points together by using a ruler. And I will assume that this point, it will be this part, which is lies between negative 1, negative 2, and here which is lies between 2 and 3. So here it will be the point here, it will be like a negative 1, as long as we have like every 5 part, every part will be like 0.2. So it will be here like negative 1.4, and here it will be like 2.6. So negative 1.4, 2.6. You have to be more accurate in this condition. Write down the equation of the line that is parallel to y equal to x. And we said that as long as it's parallel, so it has what? Does any one of you know the answer? Same gradient. So it will be y equal to x. And as long as this 0, so this is considered as the y-intercept, it will be plus 18. I cannot write anything else but 18. But if he said nothing about the point that he passed, so you can name it any y-intercept. Okay? Now, yes, as long as he didn't say anything about the he passes any specific point, Mr. Hassan. Okay? A is a 0.57, B is 9, negative 1. Find AB. And we know the rule in this condition. The rule is like x2 minus x1 all power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 all power of 2. This rule is too important. This is represented the distance between 2 points. And we can name it as we studied in physics, delta x power of 2 plus delta y power of 2. Okay? So I have to subtract all the x together. It will be 9 minus 5 all power of 2 plus negative 1 minus 7 all power of 2. After this, I will make the square root. So it will be like 16, it will be like 64, and after that I will make root. So 64 plus 16, it will be like a root of 80. Okay? So, do you understand this part? Okay. So, as long as this is the point that we talked about in this condition, so let's take the other one. Find the equation of the straight line that is perpendicular to the line y equal half x plus 1 and passes through the point. As long as it's perpendicular, what we said about if we have two perpendicular lines. No, two perpendicular lines, two perpendicular line. We said that if we have two parallel lines, they have the same gradient, but two perpendicular lines, they have like inverse reciprocal gradient. Okay? As example, if this half, so I will flip it, it will be 2 over 1 and the negative. So this is the gradient of the new line that I am searching for. And according to this equation, it will be y equal negative 2x plus c, which I have no idea about the value of c, but in this condition, I will put the point, use the point, this point. So I will say like at 1 and 3, which is x equal 1, y equal 3. So I will put x by 1. Here y equals 3, so it will be 3 equal negative 2 multiplied by 1 plus c, which is 3 equal negative 2 plus c, which is c equal 5. So the value of c is 5. So the final form, it will be y equal negative 2x plus 5. This is the final equation for this line. Okay? Do you understand this line? Okay. Now look here and this equation. He asked me that triangle ABC mathematically similar, and as we know that mathematically similar, it's mean what? Similar, it's mean that same angle but proportional sides. Okay, same angle but proportional side. So he said that. What about BC? So I will look at this side. 6 over 51 equal 4 over BC, which I have no idea about it. So in this case, BC, it will be like 4 multiply 51 divided by 6. Whatever the answer, you can just put it here. Okay? In the triangle, we have another triangle, and he asked me to draw how we can draw the triangle, of course, using ruler and the compass only. So as long as he drew already PQ, and he asked me for PR, so I have to open the compass 5 centimeter, put the needle on P and make an arc 5 centimeter. Now QR, open the compass 4 centimeter, put the needle on Q and make an arc here. So you will figure out that this is the point, which is R. Now you have to match this point here, this point there. Okay? Now for this part, let's think about it. How we can figure out the value of x as long as x and 68, the both are on a straight line, so their summation are supplementary, which is equal 180. So x will be like 180 minus 68, it will be 112. So this is for x, and of course y equals 68 because they are alternate. Okay? But for this part, write down mathematical name for this type of triangle. What the mathematical name for this triangle? So, isosceles. Never say triangle again because you already know that this is triangle. It's called isosceles. Okay? Exactly, man. Measure angle CAB. Of course, you have to measure angle CAB. He asks you to measure this angle, and of course, as long as he asks you to measure, so you have to use protractor. You cannot use anything else. You cannot use calculations, algebra. It's only geometric tools. Write down mathematical name for the angle CAB. We can note that CAB here is obtuse angle. So I can name it as obtuse angle. Now for this, the diagram shows three quadrilateral. I have three quadrilateral, and he asked me about write down the mathematical name for quadrilateral P. What the mathematical name for this shape? Trapezium. Perfect. So it calls trapezium, and work out the area of quadrilateral P. How I can work out the area of quadrilateral? We know that area of quadrilateral is considered as P1 plus P2 divided by 2. This is all times height. So P1 here, I can note that it's equal 4. P2 it will be like starting from 4 and end of 6 it's like 10, and the height here it will be like 4, so it will be like 4 plus 10 divided by 2 multiplied by the height which is 4 also, so it will be like 28. This is the area. No, you cannot count the squares. Count the square year 3. If you count the square, this is year 3. No, you already have the dimensions. Not. You cannot count the square. Okay, you can try now. After we know that the area it's 28, you can try by counting and figure out if they are the same or not. Of course, he asks you to measure the angle, so you have to use the protractor, which is easy. Now he asks you to describe fully single transformation that map quadrilateral A into B. Which map A into B? As you can notice that they are both are enlargement, of course, and as long as they are enlargement together, and I have to look at this side, look at this side, this is 2 become like 4, so the scale factor is 2. So the first thing, enlargement, scale factors 2. Now I need to know the center. How to know the center? We know that if we need to know the center, we have to match all these points together. As example like this, and match all this point together. So it will be like this. Okay, but I'm not accurate in this condition. But you can note that it will be in this point. Let's say that it's like this point, so it will be 2 and the negative 2. This is will be the scale factor of the center, 2 and the negative 2. Now let's talk about A to C. Which map A to C? This is considered as rotation, and of course, as long as it's going in this direction, so it will be clockwise. It's turn only one turn, so it will be 90. The center will be the point that they have common, which is negative 2, 4. So it will be rotation 90 clockwise and negative 2 and 4, negative 2 and 4, which is the center. So I think it's easier to know. Now the bearing of A, which is the very important question here, the bearing of A from B is 137 degrees. Find the bearing of B from A. So I will assume that what came after from B, so I will look at B. Yes, I will look at B here since he said that from B. So I will look from B, from the north of B. So it will be like this, okay? And he said that the bearing of B or A from B, so it will be this angle, it will be like 137. Now he asks you what did the bearing from A till B. So from A it will be this direction. I need this angles. And how we know that? Because of course the important thing that we have to draw it first. I will assume that this is angle only. If I make a line, this is angle only will be 137, and this is straight angle starting from here till there, it will be 180. So it will be 180, 137, which is equal 370. Okay. Now here another question about bearing, and he said that the scale drawing showing the position of the two town A and B, the scale is 1 centimeter represented 15, measuring the B or measuring the bearing of B from A. Of course from A, so I have to put the protractor and measure this angle, which will be easier for you. Yes. Which came after from? Which came after from? I have to measure. And as long as this is B, the north of B, I will go from the north clockwise till the line that matching between the 2 points. So I need all this angle. And as long as my protractor it's too small, it's only starting from 0 to 180, so I will measure the small angle and after that subtract it from 360. Okay. Now here describe the fully single transformation that triangle A into B. What leads A to B, and we can notice that it's become in this direction here. So as example, it will be as you can see, it will be like rotation, of course, and rotation it will be 90 degree clockwise, and the center here it will be here one up and one left, so it will be one up and one left, of course, at this line. So I will consider as this is the line here. So the center, we have to assume it like the point that we have to use the tracing paper, of course. Okay. Here A has a coordinate, and I have coordinate for A, half coordinate of B, half coordinate of C. He said that the midpoint of AB. We know that the rule for midpoint x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Since we're talking about A and B, so I will take x1, x2, it will be like negative 2 plus 1 divided by 2, y1, y2, it will be 7 minus 5 divided by 2. Negative 1 plus 1, negative 2 plus 1 equal negative 1, divided by 2, it will be negative half, 7 minus 5 is what? Yes, negative half and 1. This is 7 minus 5, 2, 2 divided by itself equal 1. Now he asked me here for vectors, A to C. As long as we know vectors, since he said A to C, so I have to subtract C from A. This is the rule. This is very important rule about the vectors. Please remind, if I said AB vector, so you have to say B minus A. Remember this information, it's too important. So in this case, C, it will be like 5 and 4. A, it will be like negative 2 and 7. So I will subtract it 5 minus negative 2. It will be like 7. 4 minus 7, it will be like negative 3. Now he asked me for the magnitude for this. The magnitude, it will be this function 7 power of 2, negative 3 power of 2. This has to be plus, by the way. So I will take the results of AC, and this is power of 2, this is power of 2, which will be like 58 root of 58. Now find the equation of the line AB. So as long as I need to find the equation, I have what the first thing I have to search for. If I need the equation of a gradient first. Perfect. How we can find the gradient from 2 points? No, we know that A, it's like this is A, negative 2, 7, and he said that B is like 1 and negative 5. So how we can find the gradient? We know that before, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 here negative 5, y1 is negative 7, x2 which is 1 minus x1 which is negative 2, so it would be like negative 12 over 3 which is equal negative 4. This is what? This is the gradient, and the equation will be like y equal negative 4x plus c. How we can find the c? You can substitute the value of x, y by any point, a or b. We will take b, so I will take x as 1 and y as negative 5. It will be like negative 4 multiplied by 1 plus c, which is negative 4. I will send it here, it will be positive 4, so it will be negative 5 plus 4 equal c. So c will equal negative 1. This is the final answer. C equal negative 1. So the final equation, negative 4x minus 1. This is the equation, the final form of the equation. Now he asked me that find the equation of the line perpendicular to AB. Of course, as perpendicular, as we said before, what the meaning of perpendicular? Can you remember? Perpendicular, it's mean have inverse reciprocal gradient. Okay, so the gradient here was like negative 4, so the perpendicular line, so it will be 1 over 4 positive, right? So as long as it's 1 over 4 positive and it's passing through the point C, so the equation will be 1 over 4x plus c, and we know that the point C represented by 5 and 4. 5 and 4, so I will put y as 4, I will put x and 5 as 5, and find out the value of c. So the value of c will be like 4 minus 5 over 4, which is 1 quarter, so it will be 2 3/4. So 2 3/4, this is for c, and of course this is will be quarter x. Okay. Now for vectors, if I have two vectors together, or we have like these examples, 6 plus 8 it will be 14, and negative 5 negative 1 it will be negative 6. Okay, now for this part he said that point A, B, C are shown on the grid, so write down the coordinate of the point C. How we can coordinate of point C, I have to start from X till Y, so it will be like 3, 1. On the grade, plot the point D so that ABD is a parallelogram. Of course, parallelogram, it has to make these conditions. And he said how we can name parallelogram. -2, -1. This is parallelogram. This is rectangle. He said parallelogram. It will be here, my friend. -4 and the 3. This is what be parallelogram. This is what be the point D. Be careful because he asks you for specific shape. Okay, there is a big difference between parallelogram and rectangle. Here on the grade, plot the point E. So EA is -4 and the 3. As long as we know that this is point A, he said that EA. So I will go from E to A. But yeah, what about if I go from A to E? What I have to do with this scale vector? 4 and -3, perfect. I will just flip the sign. Just the sign, not the number. So from A, I will go 4. And the -3, it will be here. So this is the point E. That's we're searching for. Okay. Bag contain 5 red ball, 4 blue ball, and 3 green. Might pick 2 of the 12 ball at random without replacement. Calculate probability that the ball are different color. So as long as we talk about different colors, so I can assume that I have like red and blue, or blue and red. We can name it that red, green, green, red, or blue, green, green, and blue, right? Right? So for this condition, this is 5 out of 12, so I will take 5 out of 12, okay? This is for red, but what about what? He said that he pick two pigs together, okay, two balls together, and they have to be different colors. So in case of he take red and the blue together, okay, if the first pick will be red, its probability will be 5 out of 12. But what about blue? If the blue the second pick, the blue is already 4, but I already take one red from the bag, so instead of their 12 balls in the bag, they become 11. Do you understand? And since this, I have two orders, different orders. Maybe the first pick it will be red, or the first pick it will be blue, so I have to multiply by 2. Okay? This is all plus. Red and the green. If the first one is red, so it will be 5 over 12. If the second one is green, it will be 3. But in this case, as long as I already take one red, so the total will be decreased, so it will be 11. And as long as I'm not following the order, maybe the first one is green, so I have to multiply by 2, right? This is plus. Also, the blue and the green, it will be the same. So blue, it will be 4 over 12. Green, it will be 3, but out of 11, this is all multiplied by 2, of course. And I have to add this all together. That's all. Okay, here the four-sided spinner numbered from 1 to 4, and he asked me what is the probability of getting this number 3. Of course, I know that the total summation, yes, the summation is 1, so it will be 1 minus 0 0.27, 0 0.18, 0 0.32. Of course, 0 0.32, 0 0.18, it will be 0 0.50, there is 0 0.77, so 0 0.23. Okay, this is the answer. And he said that if x is natural number which is smaller than or equal to 16, so any natural number I have to start only from 1. I cannot take 0 because 0 not considered as a natural number. So I will take 1 and starting from 1 till 16, write down the square number in this universal. How many square in this? So I will start with 1, I will go with 4, 9, and 16. This is only the square. 8 is not considered square. Write down 6 prime numbers in the universal. Where's the prime? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. That's all. Okay? Now he asked me that complete the Venn diagram, and he said that this is multiple of 3. I have to write all the multiple of 3, of course. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and stop, because I know that the universal till 16. For this one, factor of 15, we know that 1, 15, 3, 5. That's all. Okay? So in this condition, as long as I have to identify first which is common between the both, so we can note that 3 is common, 15 is common. So I will put 3 and 15 in the middle. What remain from F? It remain 1 and 5. There is already 1, so remain 5. What remain in M? There's 9, and the remainder it's like 6 and 12. So I have to write 6 and 12. And of course, the important thing, you have to make sure that there's like 16 elements we have. You have to make sure that. So let's count, because most of time, most of you forget about the remainder of the numbers. 1, 2, 3. Where is 4? We cannot find 4, so I have to write 4 outside. 5, 6, 7. Where is 8? Outside here. So 9 is there. 10. Where is 10? Can you see them? No, so I have to write it outside. 11, 12, 13, and also 14. I cannot find 14, so I have to write 14, 15, 16. So it's important, because otherwise, if you wrote all of these numbers inside the Venn diagram and you forget all the universal set remainder elements, you will get only 1 mark. Write down all odd numbers that are not in set M and not in set F. Odd number, which is mean outside. How many odd number outside? So we can note that 13, 7, 11, right? So it will be 13, 7, 11. And he said write all the numbers. He didn't say that the number of the numbers. Now, the element of intersection, how many intersection we have? 2. So I have to write their numbers only. I cannot write the element, because he mentioned by this symbol, which is represent the numbers of element. Number is chosen at random from the universal set. Find probability that this number is in set F. So how many in set F? 4 out of what? 16. So it will be 4 out of 16, which is 1 over 4. Perfect. Now for this question, he said that on any day, the probability that Marcus will get C on the school bus is 0.93. Write down probability that he will not get C on the school bus. So it will be 1 minus 0.93, which is 0.07. Now there are 200 school day in a year. Work out expected number for how many number he will not get C. What we have to do in this condition? What we have to do in this condition? Question number 27, part B. As long as he said that in 200 number, and I already know 200 times 0.7, which is 7 over 100, equal 14, because I will cancel 2 0 together. 2 times 7, 14. Now I have to put all the stem and leaf in this diagram. Look at the one first. This is 1. This is 1 only. So 6 and 7, I have to put them in the row, by the way. Now just erase it. Now 2, 2, 2, 2. How many 2 we have? 2.2, 2.1. So it will be 1, 2, 6, 7. As I told you before, you have to be in the row. You have to be in the order, so you cannot confuse. Now for 3, I have 2, 3, which is 3, 3, 3, 7. It will be 3 and 7. The last one, it will be 4.2. I write it down. He said that find the median. How we can find the median? Of course, I can cancel 1 up, 1 down. The greatest one is 4.2, the smallest one 1.6. I can cancel this with this. I can cancel this with this, cancel this with this. So the middle number, or the median, will be what? This number. Can you read it? This is would be like 2.6, by the way. So the median is 2.6. Now here I have like scatter diagram show the number of visitor and total amount spent in the thousands of dollars. Okay, and he said that on the one of 9 days there are 410 visitors. Find the total amount spent by the visitor during this day. So 410, as you can notice that this is one. So 410, I have to look here, which is what? 27. Perfect. It's a 27 exactly. So it will be 27. Now he said that I have to plot this point. 175 was 9. So 175, as long as this is considered as 50, and there is like 5 part, so each part was 10. And he said that 175, it will be between 170 and 180, and the 9, it will be in this condition, by the way. Okay, and draw the line best fit. Of course, you know how to draw the line best fit. It has to go through the most of the line, and the number of dots on its right equal to the number of dots on its left. Okay, and from the line best fit, he said that on the 10th day the total amount spent 22,000. Estimate the number of visitors. If it's 22,000 the number of visitors, so how we can name that the total numbers of visitor. So in this condition, since he said that $22,000, okay, so $22,000, I will go from $22,000 here and ask here. After, of course, I draw my line best fit and go to find what is the opposite value for this numbers. So this is the all for this exam paper 1.